Hello, this is Dr. Paul. Remember last week we discussed the importance of stretching exercises. So this week we are going to show you how to live longer by using the aerobic advantage. So let's dive into that right now. First things first, what does it mean to be sedentary? Well, if you sit all day for more than 6 hours, it can count as a sedentary lifestyle. Wait, but before you freaked out and say, but I sit in front of the computer all day working. Well, but you could set an alarm on your smartwatch to remind you every hour to get up, stretch, and walk around, or during lunchtime, take your lunch with you and walk around outside and eat at the same time. That would help you from getting into medical trouble if you have to have a sedentary job, okay? So what's wrong with it? Well, one of those nasty stuff is called stroke. So if you have a 44% higher risk for a stroke and you are greater than 50 or higher, you don't want to do that because that's a very common problem that we have to deal with. And so aerobic exercise matters, and this is how we're going to do it, okay? So what is aerobic exercise? Well, any of those pictures I show you could qualify as an aerobic exercise as long as your heart rate goes up and your breathing rate goes up. So whether you're walking, jogging, cycling, pickleball, or like me in the gym, elliptical, treadmill, those all counts, okay? And why do we have to do aerobic exercise? What does our body want? Well, here's the reason for it. The three most common problems after the age of 50 is heart disease, stroke, and diabetes, and aerobic exercise decreases the risk of all three. It strengthens your heart. On top of that, it helps you with your weight control, which we all have a problem with. And how does they do that? Well, when your heart pumps more blood to all your organs, your blood pressure gets better, you sleep better, and if you sleep better, you feel better about yourself. You also feel like you can go that extra mile that you were not able to do because your heart and lungs are getting stronger, and that helps with your brain function and your memory and also your mood. So why would you say no to any of that stuff? So aerobic exercise is the key. Then the question is, okay, I'm going to do aerobic exercise, but how long do I actually have to do? Well, if you listen to the government, it says 150 minutes a week. Well, that doesn't help you much. So let me make it easier for you, okay? I would say that if you can exercise 30 minutes 3 times a week, all right, and then make up the other 60 minutes with your daily activities that you have to do at home, whether it is cleaning, whether you take the dogs out for walking, whether you go shopping for groceries, or just walk around the mall. So remember, the 30 minutes 3 times a week, you need to do some sweating, you need to breathe a little bit heavier, and by heavier means that you can't really carry a regular conversation with your next door neighbor, and you might even have some muscle aches, but not bad. And that's what we call moderate exercise, okay? Remember, it does help with your medical disorders. So, but then you say, but I haven't done it for so long. I don't know how I should start. Forget 30 minutes. Well, from the British National Health Service, they look at people who are exactly like that, have not been active all their lives, and they want to start exercising. Well, if you just walk 11 minutes a day, 7 days a week, now everybody could do that, you have a 40% reduction in dying, 17% reduction in heart disease, and 7% reduction in cancer. Now, why would you not do that? Okay? So start slow and slowly build yourself up so you can get to 30 minutes of some perfect exercise that you like 3 times a week. All right? So what are the downside? Well, there's always a but to life, right? The downside is that if you start too fast and then you try too hard, like jumping on a treadmill and say, I can do 30 minutes today. I've never done it for so long, but I can do it now. I'm still young. Well, then you get your muscle aches, your muscle spasm, your cramps at night. and if you have osteoarthritis of your hips and your knees, and you start having joint pain and swelling, and that is fairly common for people who started too fast and try too hard. So remember, start slow with your exercise, build it up with the idea of getting to the goal that you set for yourself. For me, as an example, it took me 3 long years to get to where I think I'm in pretty good shape. And I used to walk 5 miles a day before I start this exercise regimen. So it still took me 3 years to get there. Okay? So I hope this is helpful for you. And I think that you all need to start doing your aerobic exercise. Start slow and reach your goal that you set for yourself. If you like what you hear, please recommend this to your family and friends so they too can understand what aerobic exercise is and improve their health. Next week, we're going to finish up this exercise thing by talking about strengthening exercise next. See you in a week.